Hello everyone, again welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about the unit number 3, that is limit fit tolerances and gauges, part number 3. Myself Mr. Bipin Patil, lecturer, Department of Mechanical Engineering at Charad Institute of Technology, Polytechnic Edra. So today we are going to learn about the types of gauges, then we are going to discuss about the calculation of tolerances, then we are going to discuss about the Taylor's principle. So let us see the today's lecture content. Here we are going to discuss calculations of tolerance value, then limit gauges, then Taylor principle of gauge design, then we are going to discuss about classification of gauges. So here you can see the today's lecture content. So let us see the today's lecture content starting with our first point, that is tolerance values. So as we discussed in earlier lecture, there are 28 tolerance gauge grades that are used for designing the tolerance zones of a hole and shaft. Here you can see the tolerance grade, that is IT6, IT7, IT8, IT9 and IT10. Here you can see the calculations or the formulae as per the empirical relation given here. You can see for IT01 grade it is given 0.3 plus 0008D. Here D is in mm, that is the range of shaft. So this chart is so important as per the tolerance value calculation point of view. So let us see with the example how exactly the tolerances are calculated. Here the fundamental deviation of a shaft that is discussed in earlier lecture, fundamental deviation, upper deviation, lower deviation of a shaft. So here the type designation shaft type of a shaft designation is given here in number 1. For small a, the upper deviation is calculated for diameter greater than or equal to 120 mm, that is minus 256 plus 1.3d, that is 1.3 times of d, that capital D shown the range of diameter. Here for small d it is given minus 16d, d raised to 0.44. This value is important for calculation of tolerance zone of a shaft as well as for hole. Here it is only used for a shaft because the small letter used in designation only for shaft. So let us see the sample calculation. For typical recommended type of a fit, you can see here there are a number of applications. Here you can see the combination of a hole and shaft. For clearance fit it is given H7 H6, capital H7 G6. Here you can see capital H7 F7 respectively. These are used for sealing rings, bearing covers, sleeve shafts, clutches, high speed bearings, machine tool spindles. Then we will shift for transition fit. Here you can see the basic hole is H7, and there are two types of shafts are used here in transition fit, small N6 and M6. The 6 number is used for a IT designation, that is tolerance of a IT grade, that is IT6. So these are used for gear and bearing bushes, shaft and wheel. Then gear belts and pulleys are the combination of a transition fit. Transition is nothing but clearance as well as transition. Here finally you can see the interference fit. Then you can see here it is H8, capital H8, that is hole basis system. and you can see these are used with the combination of small u 8, that it shows you the IT grade of a shaft, tolerance zone of a shaft. Applications are worm wheel hubs, then couplings. Here second application you can see H7 and R6. These are used coupling of shaft ends, valve sets, gear wheels, etc. So in interference fit, it is seen that such type of a fits are generally press fits or a force push fits. So let us see the particular calculation which is done for H7 and G6, that is clearance fit. Here example shows you the calculations. So evaluate limit and fits for an assembly pair that is 6 H7 G6 mm. So here 6 is a diameter value of a shaft, or we can say it is a numerical value of a basic size. So let us see what is the solution of this particular example. Here the size 6 mm lies in the diameter step of a 3 and 6. So because of our diameter is 6, so it is lie in between 3 and 6. So as per the formulae, you can see here D is equal to under root 3 into 6, that is 4.24 mm. This value of D or the formula of D is as per the empirical relations. So here you will get the exact value of fundamental tolerance by this equation. In previous lecture we have seen the formulae of I, that is equal to 0.45 cube root of D plus 0.01 D. Here you can see this particular formula. Here we have replaced that value of D, that is 4.24 mm. So as per calculation, it is directly given here. It will come 0.7327 microns. So this particular value is calculated, I value calculated. So this I value is further used in calculation of tolerance zone for hole as well as tolerance zone for a shaft. So here you can see here tolerance zone for H7, it is given that 16I. Already we have calculated the value of I, which is given here, that is 0.7327. So we have to put that particular I value here. We will get 12 micron tolerance zone, and because of it is a hole basis system and having the H designated hole, that is having the fundamental deviation 0. So we have calculated two limits, that are upper limit and lower limit of a hole, that is 12 micron. So jumping to the next tolerance zone, that is for G9. Here the small letter G designates the type of a shaft, and we are going to calculate the tolerance zone for a shaft. Here you can see small g indicates the type of shaft, and 6, that is IT6, that particular value is given here in standard chart. You can see here 10I. Here as per 16I, it is in shaft, it is given as a 10I. So the value of I we have calculated here. Directly we will put this I here. We will get 8 micron. So directly we will get the value of tolerance zone or value of tolerance, that is 8 micron for a shaft. But here the fundamental deviation of a hole is 0. But here in shaft we have to calculate the fundamental deviation of a shaft. So that is particularly seen here. The formula of fundamental deviation for G shaft, here it is given, last line, minus 2.5 capital D raised to 34 is equal to minus 4 micron. Here you can put the value of capital D, you will directly get the fundamental deviation of a shaft G, that is minus 4 micron. So let us see how exactly it is represented in or with respect to the conventional presentation. Here you can see, here you can see that 12 micron is a total tolerance zone that is given for a type of a hole, that is H7. Here the total 8 micron deviation, sorry, we can say it as a tolerance zone which is given, and the fundamental deviation, that is the difference between the upper limit of a shaft and the zero line. So here we have calculated the fundamental deviation, that is 4 micron. Here you can see which type of fit it is. So maximum size of hole minus minimum size of shaft. So we will get which type of fit it is. So maximum size of hole, you can see here maximum size of hole is 6.012 mm, that is 12 micron. So here the value is taken minus 5.998, that is the minimum size of shaft. This is the minimum size of shaft. So you can see the value of minimum size of shaft is 5.988. So it will become 0.024 mm, that is 24 micron. So in between the upper limit of a hole and lower limit of a shaft, the difference is 24 mm. 24 micron, sorry. So we can calculate the maximum clearance like this. So we will go for the minimum clearance, that is the lower limit of a hole and upper limit of a shaft. So we will see here minimum size of a hole. Here you can see the minimum size of a hole, that is 6, because the fundamental deviation of a hole is 0. And here you can see the upper limit of a shaft, that is 5.996. Here you can see 5.996. So it will become the 4 micron, that is nothing but our fundamental deviation of a shaft. So you will get the minimum clearance here. The minimum clearance is 4 micron and maximum clearance is 24 micron. So you will directly comment that this type of a fit is called as a clearance fit. Likewise, you can calculate the tolerance zone of any type of a fit with given standard designations. So let us see the next content. Here we are going to discuss about the limit gauges. As we know why limit gauges are used, what is the difference between limit gauges and measuring instruments. So today we are going to discuss what is the main objective of a gauge. So let us see. Check if the part size is within the upper and lower size limit. So limit gauges are used for checking purpose for upper and lower limit sizes of a particular component. Then go gauge should always go into the part, or we can say into the part should check all required parameters. Then go gauge should check both part form and dimensions. So the form as well as dimension should be checked with the help of a limit gauge. So finally we will see no go gauge should not go, that is, that should only check the no go dimensions. So these are the objectives why limit gauges are used. Let us see the limit gauges in detail. Here gauges are inspection tool of rigid design without scale with serve to check the dimension of manufactured part. Here it is clearly seen that what this particular statement is. The gauges are only used for inspection purpose, that is okay or not okay, that is go or no go. Here you cannot determine the particular magnitude of any type of a part, or you can say component. So if you want to check the internal bore, you cannot comment the dimension of that, but you can comment on its rejection or acceptance. Second, gauge do not indicate the actual value of inspected dimension on the work. As we have discussed earlier, they can only be used for determining as to whether the inspected part are made within the specified limit. That is, we have given the tolerances. Within tolerance, that particular part is existed or not, we can see with the help of that particular limit gauges. So here you can see this is a go side, this is a no go side, which is particularly used for checking the bore. Here in second application, you can see a snap gauge is used for checking the outer diameter. Here also it is a progressive type. You can see it is used for checking the go as well as no go. So all the gauges are designed on the principle of Taylor principle. So how exactly those are designed? Let us see what Taylor principle says and what it is exactly based on. The principle is based on the use of correct system of limit gauges to inspect shaft and hole. So the statement of Taylor principle says that go gauge should check all possible elements of dimensions at a time, that is roundness, size, location, and no go gauge should check only one element of a dimension at a time. So here in image you can see what Taylor want to say, or what exactly the Taylor principle statements meaning is. Here you can see the plug gauge. In that plug gauge, the plug gauge is checking the bore, but at the same time it is checking the profile, the form of a particular hole. Here the hole is having curvy section, that is parabolic section. When you will put the particular plug gauge, it will not pass up to the end because of its curvy nature. So it is finally, so we will directly finally comment on the holes particular holes. So we will comment on this, that is this hole or this component is not okay because of its curvy nature hole, or we can say its shift of center axis. Here also you can see the use of plug gauge. It should not pass with the maximum diameter shown here. So the Taylor principle shows that if this type of a plug gauge or go side of a plug gauge should check all the forms as well as dimension. Here you can determine the dimension as well as the form. So according to Taylor's principle, go gauges and no go gauges should be designed to check maximum and minimum material limits. So here in figure you can see the presentation of a hole as well as shaft gauges. Hole gauges are nothing but snap gauges, and these are called ring gauges or snap gauges. Here what go limit says, go limit This designation is applied to that limit of two limits of size which corresponds to maximum material limit condition. Here Taylor want to say that here the go limit should check the maximum material limit consideration means upper limit of a shaft and lower limit of a hole. Here it is seen that the upper limit of a shaft and lower limit of a hole. So if you pass the particular gauge in no go gauge, it is seen that here you can see if it passes through no go gauge, so it is rejected, and the plug gauge is passed by go, it is accepted. You can see here. Likewise, this is a standard ring gauge or snap gauge which is checking the diameter of a shaft, here phi. So for checking the diameter of a shaft, here it is a go gauge because it is checking the lower limit. So smallest lower limit is checked by this type of a gauge, that is go gauge. And for no go, here the maximum diameter or the extra diameter will not be passed through this type of a gauge. So it is called no go side. So no go limit, what no go limit says exactly, here you can see this designation is applied to that limit of two limits of sizes which correspond to the minimum material condition, that is the lower limit of a shaft. Here you can see the lower limit of a shaft and upper limit of a hole. Here you can see the upper limit of a hole. So previously we have seen no go gauges are designed as per these considerations. So it should not be passed through the particular ring gauge, and here it should not be passed through this particular plug gauge. So a part is considered to be good if go gauge enters, carefully see here, a go gauge enters and no go gauge does not enter it. This indicates that actual dimension of part are within the specified limit. So it is more important to design a proper plug gauges or proper limit gauges to achieve the exact accurate components. In mass production, it is highly preferred that without using, or we can say replacing, the measuring instruments by limit gauges is quite productive and higher, or we can say it as a, these are minimum time consuming method. So let us see the classification of a gauges according to type. There are two types of a gauge, that is standard gauges, limit gauges. According to purpose, those are workshop gauges, inspection gauges, reference or master gauges. According to the form of surface, that is plug gauges for hole, plug gauges are used for hole. Then snap gauge or ring gauges, those are used for shafts. And finally, according to the design, that is single and double limit gauges, fixed and adjustable, solid and hollow gauges. So we are going to discuss in detail though. So this is the type of a plug gauge. Here you can see these are the two ends, that is go end and no go end. The plug gauges used for checking the holes, as we have discussed. Go end of size correspond to low limit of hole. Here you can see the low limit of hole. If the go gauges pass from this particular hole, then you can see here. Then you can see here the lower limit. For upper limit, it is seen that if the particular hole matching with its upper limit, then it passes from the no-go gauge side and it is rejected. So no-go end size correspond to the higher limit of a hole. Here you can see the type of a plug gauges, that is thread plug gauge, dowel pin type plug gauges. Here you can see the type of a bore gauge which is used for higher side diameter measurements. Next we will see the progressive plug gauges. Here you can see the progressive plug gauges, that is mean at a one side it is having go as well as not go side. Here you can see the exact image. Here the length indicates that if a particular hole is having 25 mm diameter, so the go gauge side should be long with or with the comparatively with the no go side, because we have to check a hole or a bore throughout that particular component. So it is mandatory to check with respect to the all size. We have to check this all section for its form as well as its dimension. If the length of a go gauge is reduced, so we cannot find the exact particular form or dimension here in this region. So it is given in design, that is it is 7.5 times of a that particular hole size. The length of a particular gauge should be designed. Next we will see the taper plug gauges which are used for checking the tapers. Here you can see a masterpiece and a taper plug gauge. Next we will see the snap gauges or ring gauges. The gauges used for checking shaft are known as ring gauges. So here you can see this is a ring gauge and these are the sides of a go and no go. Here you can see the gauges used for checking shaft are known as ring gauges. Go end size corresponds to high limit of a size. No go end size correspond to the low limit of a size. Here you can see how exactly the snap or the ring gauges are. Here in this image, this is the double end type of a snap gauge. Here you can see the go limit, no go limit. We have to check the size of a shaft in this manner. So here you have to check the diameter 5, and when it is passes through go, it is accepted, but it should not pass through the no go. If it is passes through the no go also, then it is undersize. So we have to reject the undersize shafts, because we can't add or we can't rework on it. We can't add the material on particular shaft. So here the ring gauges are master ring gauges. One is of go and second is no go. Here you can see the adjustable snap gauge. You can see here how exactly the go limit is set, or we can adjust the go limit, and here you can adjust the no go limit. So it is all about our today's lecture. If you have any queries, then comment down below. Thank you very much.